So, before we get into the game properly, I wanted to show you guys some interesting information about Final Fantasy XIV. I mentioned this in an earlier stream. Let me fix my webcam here. But you can see in the in the corner there, my sub goal is that when I hit 10 subs, chat gets to choose my next race in Final Fantasy. So I wanted to show you guys some interesting information about the races that are available in Final Fantasy, as a way of kind of showing off what's in store, and also kind of talking about kind of that community aspect from a different way by looking at the actual breakdown. So here we go. Let's see if I can get this to a pop up. All right.
Bunny boy, bunny boy, bunny boy.
Bunny boy. Look, man, it's either going to be Bunny Boy or Lalafell. I just know it's coming. So if you guys look on the screen right now, you'll see kind of a breakdown of the race and gender distribution of all the characters in Final Fantasy XIV. And I'll keep cycling back to this throughout the night as more people filter in. But if you take a look here right off the bat, out of all the characters in the whole game, unsurprisingly, the vast majority of players are human males or Heur males, followed closely by Mikote or Catgirl females. If you look at characters that are actually endgame, which means they've hit the level cap, you actually see that the female Mikote skyrockets and makes up a huge portion of those players, followed by female Aura. I'm currently playing as a male Aura. And then you'll see there's some races that are pretty much non-existent, right? So the Elezen overall is second lowest race. Rogadin is first lowest race played. Hrothgar only have males, so there's only the male one there. They're also the one from the newest expansion, so they're pretty low as well. So there's just kind of that information for you guys to see. And when looking at those race opportunities, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 possibilities. Now I am currently playing as an Aura, and so that knocks one of those possibilities off the table. But when we hit 10 subs, that'll be what we choose next. So you guys will have the option of doing that. If you are not familiar with Final Fantasy XIV and you want to check out some of these options, you can go ahead and take a look at this link. I have the Dragon Girl because mommy. Yeah, the Aura are pretty cool. Again, like I definitely, no question, picked them when I started playing. But we'll see. We'll see what you guys choose for me when we get there. So I'm going to go ahead and hide that window. We're going to go back into the game here. And we'll start playing just a bit here. So we're going to kind of do the same thing we did last time. Keep the story stuff light. And then do a lot more of the dungeon-based stuff. And before we properly get into this, I want to try this because it did not work the other day. I want to run a prediction right now in chat. Now, we were running strong. We were 2 streams in a row, doing some fairly difficult trials. Didn't die once. If you tuned in Monday, we did some pretty easy dungeons, and in one dungeon, I died 3 times. So we're going to take a prediction here right off the bat, and that is, will I die during a dungeon or boss battle tonight? So let me see if I can get that working. Exactly. So let me get that running, or see if I can get it to run. And we will run that for the next 5 minutes. Hey, it's actually working, I think. So, again, you guys can wager channel points on whether I will die on stream tonight, and then at the end of the night, I will award those points based on whether I did or not. Yeah, that's right, Drowsy. Again, last time I died on some pretty easy content, so I'm going to make sure that I write down to cash out on the prediction. I should have made that shorter. I didn't think about, there's a yes, no faith. I should have done it for an individual dungeon rather than the whole evening, but it is what it is. So to make that a possibility, we're going to go ahead and queue up for some dungeons right now. Hold on a second. I'm running in windowed mode, and my window is a little bit off. Let's see. Actually, that'll probably be fine. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Duty Finder. How's everybody doing tonight, by the way? We're already up to 4, which is fantastic. we're coming off for hopefully for everybody. If you're an American viewer, hopefully you're going into your Thanksgiving break. So getting a couple days off work, maybe getting some time to just chill out, eat some good food. Somebody just told me good luck. Was that one of you guys? Travis, are you playing right now? Whoops. All right, let's get this duty open. What am I doing?
Hey, listen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you wanna pop in and do some leveling dungeons with me, I don't know if you have a class that you want to level up, but if you wanted to party together and just do some dungeons in Dungeon Finder, we could totally do that. It's up to you. I'm gonna go ahead and queue up for one now, and then you can talk about it. Got a level grind, Samurai. Yeah, what level Samurai now? I know you were right around 70, weren't you? 72 or something like that. We'll see if I end up getting the same dungeon you got, right? Oh, 64. We'll see if I end up getting the same dungeon that you got, which was that the final story one for Heavensward. If I get that one, we'll see how it goes for me. I will go ahead and pop up this story quest as well while we're hanging out. Hey! Got a subscription from Wishbee. Thank you so much. That brings us to 4 out of our 10 subscriptions. Take my Prime. I will gladly take your Prime. Thank you so much. That means when I get to the point where I'm choosing my race for Final Fantasy, you will have an influence on whether I get to be a cat girl or a small person or whatever it is. Thank you very, very much. How's it going? Are you guys looking forward to a couple days off and a Thanksgiving break? Or are you more the type that's like, oh God, family time? If you guys are hearing those audio signals, Dorman is on the Twitch browser or the website on Twitch popping those sounds. I have it tuned down so you can do them once every 10 seconds. I'm not actually watching this cutscene. Hey, my dungeon popped. Already. We're going to skip this cutscene. Let's see what dungeon it is. Oh, this one's not too bad. Everybody said hello right away or some variation on that. I'm asking how everybody's doing. Yeah, dude. Looking forward to a couple days off. All right, let's get into it. So you guys can probably see, if you're just joining now, you should be able to see a prediction on the screen about whether I'm going to die on stream tonight. If you happen to land on the right side of that prediction, you will earn some channel points. And actually, again, the whole stream's kind of a long time. Maybe I'll shorten that to if I'll die in this dungeon, and then I can run one each time I pop into a dungeon here. Do I even have any AoE abilities? No, because we're level 23. I've been playing a little bit more Pokemon. Haven't encountered any game-breaking stuff. Fought my first gym leader fight. That was pretty straightforward. There was a little challenge to get into the gym. That was kind of fun. I've seen some Pokemon designs that I really like, and I've seen some that I think are the laziest in the entire series, so it's kind of a mixed bag. If anybody has seen the Pokemon Flamigo, you know exactly what I'm talking about in terms of lazy design. Dude is literally just a flamingo. That said, he did wreck the first gym for me. All right, we're just going to take this guy with us, I guess. Oh, if the tank, well, we're kind of a low level. I was gonna say the tank could probably grab more people if you wanted to, but I'll let them dictate the pace, right? That's not my job. Plus, lower level, it's a little bit harder to do wall-to-wall pulls because you don't have AoE, you don't have emergency heal buttons, that kind of stuff. So we're just along for the ride. So funny story going along with the having the sub incentive be you guys choosing the race for my character. Um, when you first play through and you beat the base game, Realm Reborn, you get access to a vial of Fantasia, which allows you to change your race for free. So I changed it from an Aura male, like I am right now, this exact character, to a Rogadin male. And then I immediately had like buyer's remorse and went, oh, I don't like this. So a lot of the armor sets that I have don't look good with this guy. And at the time I was playing a lot of ninja, and a big bulky character like that just looks goofy as a ninja. And so then I spent like $8 when Fantasia vials went on sale and immediately went back to what I was before. So you guys have a real impact on how I enjoy playing my character depending on what you pick. But I will honor whatever you choose. And I think when I do the Vial of Fantasia, not only does it allow me to change race, I think it also allows me to change gender. And my character's name is Mr. Sticks, so if you made them a girl character, that'd be kind of fun. See if you guys make me a cat girl like the whole rest of this damn gaming community. Oh, you know what? In the old version of this fight, the idea was that you had to like kill these things before they made the lantern too big. Now the fight's so easy, you just brute force it and kill the boss while they're going in. You don't even worry about them. Yeah, I should absolutely not die in this one unless something horribly wrong happens.
Bunny boy, 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 bunny boy.
How many
bunny
times
boy.
does it let you do that? Well, we know what Dorman's vote is. When I started talking with the students on campus about how I was playing this game for class, they all decided to make free accounts and they started playing as Lalafels, so there's that. I'm honestly surprised, and I'll show you guys the chart again now that we have more people in here. I'll show you guys the chart again once we're done with this dungeon, but the amount of people that create human males on this game is just staggering. Like, it really speaks to the whole, like, fantasy thing, you know? Like, a lot of times people are making a character to be completely different from them, and sometimes they're trying to make the idealized version of them. So if it's a bunch of young men, and they're all role-playing as young human men, then I guess they're just living the ideal form of themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a little bit boring. In fantasy games where you can have different interesting races, I always like to pick a different one. Honestly, if I'm playing like a sci-fi type RPG that allows me to pick like an android or robot type character, like in Phantasy Star, I love to do that. I really like the robotic type characters. Yeah, for sure, man. And I've heard the argument of like, look, if I'm going to be playing this game for the next 100 hours, I want to have a character that I think, you know, that I'll enjoy having them in their armor, looking at them, playing as them. You know, you spend an awful lot of time walking behind that character, so. Indeed it do. Some games actually have a slider for that. I just noticed our tank is dressed in a maid outfit. That's a little familiar. Black Desert Online. Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is actually a fairly decent poll. Tank's doing okay. See if I can give any backup here. I don't think they intended to pull this many, but they got the normal enemies and then the sprites that spawned in at the same time. There we go. All right, here's the next boss. I don't remember anything about this dungeon, really. Yeah, I don't know anything. I don't remember anything about this boss. Maybe this is the one where some of these spears get electrified and you have to attack them? I don't remember. We'll see. Oh, no, lightning sprites spawn in. All right, let's take them out. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Floor's purple. I don't think I like that floor's purple. I think had I not realized floor was purple, I would have died, even though I said I shouldn't have any worries in this dungeon. That would have been fun. You'll fight a party as a boss fight. Oh, okay. I don't remember that. This is a really, really old dungeon. Oh, crap, get out. Yeah, that floor hurts. Get out of that orange. Doing work on these sprites. They have very little HP. It's not like it's hard, but... Okay, let's keep going. We should get him right here. Don't care about the loot. Pass. And pass. So when we went into this next zone, it said enter the ethereal flow. And they use the word ether in this game all the time. Talking about kind of like magic or like etherite to teleport. For the longest time, I kept saying aether because there's an E at the or an A at the beginning of it. Or again, I think I talked about this on a previous stream. They use some old English spellings of words. And they use the term jail once or twice. But jail is spelled G-A-O-L. That threw me off. Elden Ring also calls them jails, G-A-O-L. You can exchange that loot for company seals? Are you kidding me? No, I had no idea. Can I do that with any loot that I have? Because my backpack gets full and I always sell it for next to nothing to shops. You telling me I could literally be giving that for company seals this whole time? I kind of remember this. I think just dungeon item. Okay, I'll have to look into that at some point. I probably won't waste time doing it on stream tonight, but I will definitely look into that. They danced for the boss. All right, we remembered the debuff right away. Not that it's hard when you only have 3 abilities you can use. Is that him doing that fire? I think so. All right, take out the flames. I'm assuming I take out the flames. Is it worth taking out the flames? No, it looks like everybody else is just wailing on the boss. Oh, crap. Here he goes again. I guess I'll be that guy. I'll wail on the flames. There's probably a lot of aspects to this game that I haven't dove into because I've really just been engaging with the main storyline. Which again, I was really gripped by it, but now that I've started streaming, I've been less engaged with it, and it looks like the story that we're doing right now is actually kind of at the peak of the expansion. All right, well, that dungeon didn't offer any sort of challenge to us. This story quest is telling us that we're going to get into combat when we do it. So why don't we take a pause break and do that? But like I said, before we do that, now that we've got more people in here, wanted to again show you guys this breakdown that I've shown on stream before. And I'm sure that many of you guys, if you're an active Final Fantasy player, have seen. That breaks down the different demographics of the game here. Hold on a second. So if you look at these charts here, you can also train a squad of NPCs to run dungeons with you from your company. Yeah, I knew that because they added that in fairly recently, and some of the newer dungeons they still don't have it for. I've never messed with that system either, but that might be kind of fun. If we look at the breakdown here of the races again, like I was saying, the vast majority of just all characters are Hewer, which is the human equivalent. Second most would be Makote, which is like the cat person equivalent. And then it looks like third is probably Lalafell, coming in at third, Aura at fourth. And then if you look at people that have actually progressed to the end game, it's overwhelmingly Makote, which is the cat people, as well as female Aura. Vieira is pretty evenly split. Then you have Hewer again. So these are all the different races that are options. And if you're not familiar with the game, here's what some of them look like here. So there's your Hewer, your human option. And each race has a couple of different like sub options. Elizin, they're your elves. Makote, there's your cat people. Lalafell. Rogadin. So they're your giant-like race. Aura, that's what we currently are. We look kind of like this guy over here. And then Vieira. So those are the bunny people Dorman keeps mentioning. And then the most recent one would be the Hrothgar, which are these lion-type people. And we have access to any of them. So, again, anybody who subs and gets us towards that 10 goal, you will have the option of kind of getting to vote and influence which of those races I will play next. So, there you go. If anybody wants access to this website or wants to look over this stuff, just let me know. And even if you aren't subbed to the channel, what do you think I should play next? As you guys mull that over, we'll get this quest going here. That music in this zone is good. Good stuff. Once we're done with this story quest, I'll look at how the prediction paid off. Again, I said on stream. But maybe I'll run it again per dungeon instead. Because doing it once per stream kind of handcuffs me to just doing it once. So we are cruising through a story quest right now, just taking out these enemies as we head for the Saltery. Trying to set up we're here, but this isn't right. Where is everyone? Uh-oh. Word of the Alliance's advance has surely reached their ears. Mayhap they sought refuge elsewhere? We should search the buildings for clues. Search the Saltery for clues. Okay. We'll check that out. Man, I'm fighting off another cold again. I had a cold about a month ago and it was mostly sniffles, and then it ended up cycling through both of my children. I don't think my wife got it. Uh-oh. I just triggered a trap. And then I was over it. And then now I'm getting another one. And I'll probably cycle through both my kids again. Somehow my wife will remain immune. So I'll try not to, like, cough and hack and die on stream, but no promises. Maybe the poll shouldn't have been dying on the stream in the game. It should have been just dying at all. Anybody have any fun plans for Thanksgiving break? Whether it's stuffing your face or just chilling out for a couple days with a video game, or... I always like to take break times as a time to do nothing if I can. Doesn't always happen. Hookers and blow, huh? I'm surprised that's open on Thanksgiving. Honestly, if you really dig into it and look at the statistics, you probably see more people using escort services and hookers around holidays than during normal times of the year. Holidays are depressing for a lot of people, man. One of the features that they added to the new Pokemon. What am I supposed to do? Hold on a second. One of the features they added to the new Pokemon is this auto battle feature where you throw out your Pokemon and it'll just randomly, not randomly, but it'll automatically beat up the Pokemon that are in the area. And I did that, and I've done that to like grind now. On 3 different occasions, I've done that, and my Pokemon has gone up to an auto battled a Pokemon that I hadn't seen yet, like a rare spawn for that area, and just killed it before I could recall it or stop it. So I lost out to a Choodle, and I lost out to... Oh, I can't remember what the other ones were, but I was not a happy camper. And then I stayed in that area, tried to get another one to spawn for like 5 minutes, and it just wouldn't happen. So that's a fun thing. Oh, I'm going to cough here. Hold on. In a bit of exciting news, we also found out that some of our Smash Brothers players are going to make it to playoffs as well because they're taking the top 4 from each group. And so 2 of our 3 Smash players that competed this fall actually get to participate in playoffs as well, which means out of our, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think out of our 5 competing athletes, 4 of them got to advance to playoffs. So that's something. And the one who didn't, he was darn close. I think he'll get there next semester. I really do. Those Smash people have been putting in the time. That's a hard game to learn and a hard game to improve at. Takes a lot of reps, a lot of hours to make headway in Smash. Head for the... I don't even know where I'm supposed to go. They said something about going to the south, so we're just kind of heading in the direction of the south. Hey! Thanks for the bits. Thanks for the bits, LJ. I've never been competitive in Smash. Neither have I. The closest I got to being competitive in Smash was back in the day when... So every single Saturday, for the most part, me and 3 of my friends would get together at one of their houses, and we would play Smash Melee all afternoon. And we would typically take turns doing 1v1s. And so we spent, gosh, probably 7 to 9 hours every single Saturday for years doing that. And of course, we would sometimes play other games, or we'd switch to doing like free-for-all 4-person matches or whatever. But a lot of our games were Final Destination, no items, just grinding it out, beating each other up and learning how to get better at the game. And so I loved that. And we ended up competing at, I don't know if they did. I ended up competing at a local tournament here in town, and I didn't do so hot. I think I took 4th. I don't remember how many people were playing. I took 4th. In that tournament, I played as Luigi, and I got smoked by a Jigglypuff main. And this was before I knew about like wave dashing, which is a huge part of Smash Melee. And Luigi's actually the easiest wave dasher in the entire game. So I was playing him in a very unoptimal way. But I played him, and I really liked Captain Falcon. Captain Falcon in Melee was a ton of fun. His forward air was this knee ability. It still is. But in Melee, that thing had a really large window to hit like a truck. And it was so much fun to hit people with that. But the Smash scene, the competitive Smash scene, even in Ultimate, is absolutely brutal. But if you think about it, the game has over 80 characters in it.
Falcon
So not
Punch.
only are you learning your individual character, whatever sound you played, I didn't hear it. Not only are you learning your individual character, but you also have to learn like the other 80 matchups they have to go against. And ideally, a top-level Smash player doesn't just play one character. They have a pocket of maybe 3-4 characters. That way they can switch off of characters if, like, an opponent hard counters their matchup. But before you even get to the point where you want to consider adding, like, a secondary main, you need to really know your first main inside and out. It's a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean, like, hundreds of hours on a single character. I've talked to some of the really competitive high school players from around the state in the last couple of years, and they're like, oh yeah, I have 800 hours playing just Mario. Just Mario. And that, I mean, that's dedication, right? You really have to love the game to go put in the time, that much time on a single character. But it shows in their gameplay. It's insane. And it's fun to watch, too. When I played Ultimate, let's see. When I played Ultimate, who did I main? When the game first came out, I mained King K. Rool. I really liked him as an addition in the way that he played. Now, I mean, I don't play the game enough to really have a main, but I'd say the two that I feel the most comfortable and confident with would be Cloud and Bowser. If you guys could add one character to Smash that isn't already in there, who would you have? I had some former students at Williamsburg that had some really strong opinions on the characters that they wanted, and we actually did a live stream when they revealed Sora. We had like a live reaction to it on their Twitch page, and there was some elation and some real frustration in that room. I mean, Lucario and spammed Downbeat. Is Downbeat his counter? Lucario is a fun character. Lucario is interesting because he has a passive built into him where the higher his percentage is, the more damage he does. So he actually does more damage the higher his own percentage is, but he's not a super heavy character, so it's easy for him to get killed when he's at a high percent. So it's this like high risk, high reward where you kind of want to get up to a high percent, but then not die. One of my students, and I wanted this person too. This is kind of a meme answer, but a lot of people genuinely want this character in the game. And that would be Waluigi. They want Waluigi in the game bad. I think that would just be a fun pick. I know a lot of people also, and one of my other top favorites was Gino. If you ever played Super Mario RPG on the SNES, there was a character in that named Gino. A lot of people have asked for him in the game for years. I remember people talking about adding Gino into the game as early on as Smash Brothers Melee. And I don't know if there's ever been a single video game I was ever as excited for in my entire life as the release of Smash Brothers Melee, because it was a GameCube launch game, and I got a GameCube for Christmas the year when the GameCube came out, because I think the GameCube came out in like November, right? And so then I got one for Christmas, and in the lead up for like months leading up to Melee's release, they had a really detailed website for Smash Brothers Melee, and periodically they would update it. Pretty regularly they would update it and be like, here's a new character that's coming to the game, or here's a new screenshot of a stage, or and like Sakurai and the team were really good at like trickling out information, and I would just eat it up the second that it came out. And I've never been as excited for a video game release as I was for that one. The other game that I think I got anywhere close to being as excited for was the release of the original Dragon Ball Z Budokai on the PlayStation 2. And that's just because that game hit right when I was huge into DBZ. And having a DBZ fighting game like that just seemed incredible. And I remember getting that. I also got that game for Christmas on a following year. And I just remember like staying in my room playing that game like all day. I don't know, do you guys have any other games that you remember from your childhood, or maybe not even your childhood, just at all, where you were just incredibly super hyped for that game's release? Those are definitely the top two for me. I'm trying to think of other ones that I was really excited about. I've been to plenty of midnight releases. I used to work at GameStop, so I worked plenty of midnight releases. Those were always fun. Most of the time they were fun. Every once in a while you'd have a midnight release that's like, oh man, we really have to do one for this game. But most of the time they were pretty good. Battlefield 3, I took a week off of work and was in the top 500 players. Dude. That's awesome. And you're a trooper, because wasn't it Battlefield 3 that when it first came out was buggy as hell, or was that Battlefield 4? That was 4. Okay, so 3 was fine then. I remember to the point that I didn't give it the yeah. And I think they eventually fixed a lot of that, but I remember when what was the Killzone game that came out on PS3? Was that Killzone 3 or was that Killzone 2? I think it was Killzone 2. Whatever, maybe there was 2 PS3 Killzones. It was whatever the first one was. I don't know if you remember this, but we used to play the crap out of that game. And remember, there was a trophy in that game where you had to like place in like the top 1% of players or 10% of players or something in like a given week. And I don't know if we both got it. I think we did. Yeah, top 1% of the week. I did nothing but played Killzone. I think it was 2. Played nothing but Killzone 2 that entire week. Just burned the hell out of it to get it. And once I got it, I don't think I ever touched the game again. They just referenced a past character again. Once we get done with the story quest, we'll pop up for another dungeon here. I think the cutscene was implying that we have to swim. Yep. Oh, this is fine. This is fine. I don't have a video game phobia of deep dark water. No, this is fine. If an eel pops out, I'm going to lose it. I was on my Switch the other night, and for Nintendo Online, they have like these oh, you can't. I can. Yeah, they have these different I'll do that now. But they have these different profile pictures you can buy using like platinum, which is currency you earn while you're playing. And they have one right now for the freaking eel from Super Mario 64. I think they know how many people just that traumatized when they were kids. Whenever I sprint, I always pull the weapon out. Some of the characters have really good running animations with their weapon. Honestly, I mean, Reaper's fine, but some of them are really cool. The ninja one's pretty awesome. The Gunbreaker was okay. The other cool thing about ninja is while they're sprinting and they jump, they do a front flip.
You click instead of using the key bind. How unoptimal of you.
You click instead of using the keybind to mount to sprint? I used X. I used the keybind. Oh, you meant for the mounts. I usually use the keybind for the mount. All right, there's going to be another battle sequence here. Before I do that, let me hop over and see what I can look at with the prediction here. Where was it? Choose prediction outcome. 50% of you said I would die, and 50% of you said I would not die. It looks like it was 1 in 1. I did not die in the first one. So, man, I don't want to screw anybody over, though, because it says if I would die on stream tonight. Here, I'm gonna, at the risk of, I'm gonna hit no for that one. Thank you. And then I'll say start prediction. Will I die on the next dungeon / boss? We'll run that for another 5 minutes. So once we get through the story thing here, we should get into another dungeon. So go ahead and place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. And the next dungeon that I play, or trial that we encounter, will I die? All right, this is going to take a little bit, so I'll keep... This is good stuff, though, because I can kind of do this stuff fairly mindlessly while we keep chatting. So, I don't know if I'm supposed to sneak or fight. We're going to fight. I think I was supposed to sneak. Because that's a lot of people. Well, who? Maybe we'll die right here. You know.
You suck.
This way. Ooh, Thancred just did it to him. Knocked him right out. I love Thancred. Thancred's a great character. Look for a lever or a winch. We will guard the rear. Okay. Guess we'll look this way. No. Maybe this way? Oh, this is rousing gameplay. There we go. All right, here the allies are rushing in. Oh, we're going back this way. There we go. That was pretty clean. That was pretty clean. Just so everybody knows, there's a possibility, I don't know for sure yet, there's a possibility that I won't be streaming on Saturday. A lot of the people that I normally play and stream with will actually be back. You know, they're all out of town for Thanksgiving. So there's a possibility of not doing a stream on Saturday, but I guess just stay tuned. Ooh, I got something else we can talk about. Did you guys see the nomination list came out for the Game Awards for 2022? A lot of really unsurprising choices on there, and a lot of the same games getting nominated over and over and over again. But I can drop the link to that if you guys want to see those nominees, and we can talk about some of those. Lots of Elden Ring nominations, lots of God of War Ragnarok nominations. What else popped up on that? Oh, some Horizon Forbidden West stuff on there. Who is that? Oh, it's Fordova. That's not the same person they were just showing, though. Okay. I reckoned you lot would come, but I didn't think you'd have the nerve to break the bloody doors down. Makes no difference to me, though. Time to die. Use the etheric siphon to weaken Fordola and defeat her in battle. Okay. Wait, just pop it right away, or do... Oof. She ain't messing around. Oh, there it is. All right. Screw her up. Looks like I just keep spamming it as soon as it's off cooldown. I did use it again. Oh no, I'm using AoEs on a single target. That's silly. I don't know if I should be focusing on her and letting the party handle the other ones. It seems like it. They're also doing the bad storyline thing. You guys saw this in an earlier stream with I think it was actually a gunbreaker quest that I did, where I had to fight an enemy and it just took an eternity to kill. They weren't hard. They just took forever because they were just a damage sponge. She about to go invincible? Nope, get out of there. I was out of that attack. So one of the things that they give most of the melee classes is they give them one or two ranged attacks or abilities that they can do. The one I have for Reaper is Harp. And so it's just like a very minor way of optimizing or keeping your damage as high as possible, which is that anytime that they use an ability that forces you out of melee range, you can really quickly pop off one of those ranged attacks. That way you can just keep your damage up. Hey, we did it! That way you can keep your damage up even when you can't be in front of the enemy. In the long run, it doesn't make a ton of difference, but it is just kind of a fun option to have. And I don't know, I haven't done any hardcore raiding content. There may be some more difficult raids in FF14 where the enemies do that and you want to make sure you're using your ranged abilities while they've got you pushed back. Come on, Lise. Her voice acting's intense, but her facial animations aren't quite as intense. That's pretty common in Final Fantasy XIV. Like the voice acting is really good, the writing's really good, but a lot of the facial animations and stuff of the characters doesn't match up. Doesn't match the intensity or the mood. Hey, it's Cryo. Kryle's an old friend that got captured by these guys. Looks like she might be safe. Shots fired. Sorry. These are all right, let's queue up for another dungeon. Again, there was a prediction running about whether I would die in the next dungeon. One of the pieces of durability on your gear is incredibly low. Is there a quick place nearby where I can repair my stuff? We're looking for a mender. There's a current. That's interesting. Oh, here's what we'll do. We will make our way to this crystal if we can get to it and attune to that, and then I can just teleport out of here and go repair my stuff. Maybe. I clicked again for the mount. Now I'm going to do it just to trigger you. Oh, there's a mender right there. All right, let's see where that last prediction landed. None of you voted. Well, then. At least it's not telling me anybody voted. I'll wait and determine the outcome once it's over anyway. That way, if it's glitched out, I don't screw anybody out of points. Queued up for another dungeon. We're going to go back and talk to Alphino. Hey, look. Hey, look. Hey, look. While we're waiting for the dungeon to pop, we'll just keep going through storyline stuff here. Thankfully, since we moved back to my hometown, our Thanksgiving plans are not too wild. One of our Thanksgivings is like 8 minutes away, and then the other one's like 30 minutes away, and they're staggered out. Oh boy, I have to go right back where I was at the Crystal. Well, I guess I'll just do this. So it'll make for a pretty good schedule, especially with us having little ones. We'll wake up here in the morning, go over, hang out for the first one, get a nap in while we're there, then drive to the next one. Then come home for bedtime. That'll be Thursday. Oh, purple unicorn. Where's he at? Hey, we're almost level 74. And again, the wild thing is like this expansion's leveling content ends at 70. So we're not even done with the leveling up story quest, and we're at 74 almost. Now, granted, I have been running a lot of dungeons that players normally wouldn't be doing, but still. And I found out that there are some servers that are like new or low population servers where they actually have a server wide buff called like Road to 80 or Road to 90 or whatever it is. And it'll actually give everybody playing on that server a huge XP buff until they hit that level cap. I keep getting freaking dungeon pops in the middle of important cutscenes. Enhanced bings, and they call them the resonance. I'll just pop the dungeon and rewatch the cutscene later. This one seems important enough. I don't really want to skip it. What dungeon did we get? We got a recent dungeon. I can tell by the music. We got Heaven's Word again. We got the vault. You guys have seen this one on stream before. Wow, at least once. This one's pretty straightforward, not too bad. I shouldn't die in this one, so we'll see. I like the visuals of this dungeon a lot. Just being in this gigantic church with the organ music playing and the high vaulted ceilings, and it reminds me, if anybody played WoW, it kind of reminds me in some ways of Scarlet Monastery. I spent way too much time in that dungeon. I used to think that was a really cool instance because it had like 3 or 4 different wings to it. And it wasn't even an end game dungeon. It was like a high 20s or early 30s dungeon. Man, so many times going through that church area. Or going to the armory and fighting Herod. I used to play as a warrior, and so I kept running through it to get his helmet and gear. Let's see, if we're trying to predict what race we're going to end up as, let's see. I think that person's human. That person's bunny man. That person's bunny. Uh-oh. So I got an Aura, human, and 2 bunnies. That skews things in favor of bunny person. Whoops, I keep hitting the wrong button. Here's the first boss. I also think the transformations these guys do into these giant knight-like bosses is really cool. Pop that shield off right before it hit me. I think it actually did eat some of the damage. I like that ability where the demon comes out. I think I have these abilities all set to control, but I keep clicking them because I don't remember if that's where the key binding is I set up. All right, first boss there, pretty smooth. Our healer's a sage. That's the other class you guys almost picked for me for this. Sage is cool. I like Reaper, though. Reaper's cool as well. You guys made a good choice. What are people doing right now while they're listening in or watching? You guys playing your own games, watching a movie, doing homework? I hope not on your first night of break. We didn't do a whole lot today. We just kind of hung out at the house. Got to play a little bit of Pokemon. Got to play some Mario Kart and Mario Party with my oldest daughter. She's been super into that lately. My wife and I played some Fortnite before stream. First night in like the last 3 or 4 times we've played where we didn't walk away with a win. Ended up getting crushed by somebody that was like level 330 something. Bananas. Put it in context, I've put in a hefty amount of work into the season of Fortnite, and I'm a level 123. 338 or whatever it was is absolutely insane. Assuming they didn't buy any of those levels. Yeah, the guy at the beginning asked if, or not guy, person at the beginning asked if we enjoyed chess because of the aesthetic of this dungeon and the, like these knights here and the checkerboard feel. I have literally never played a game of chess in my entire life. People are surprised when I tell them that too. I've played checkers, never played chess. Seems like a fascinating game and a game full of strategy and planning out moves many, many steps ahead, but something I've never done. They're going to transform too. These transformations are cool. I was in the middle of that? I guess so. Oh, I walked into that. Good job, dude. I think our healer's on the ball. Surprised C-Zone hasn't been in the chat tonight, although I think he might actually be streaming right now. He set up a streaming schedule fairly similar to my own. And there's another boss down. I think we go this way. tank initiate here. Do not care about the loot. Come on. Our tank spring is Paladin. That's the tank I played for a long, long time. I really like the look of Paladin. I just liked the more active playstyle of Gunbreaker. The cool thing about all the classes in Final Fantasy XIV is even if they like the oh, excuse me. The cool thing about the classes, the tanking classes in Final Fantasy, they all do the same job, which is taking hits and keeping the boss's attention, but they all do it in a very different way. So the Paladin is the most straightforward traditional version of a tank, where they just have a sword and a shield, and they're just mitigating or blocking a lot of the incoming damage, and have minor abilities to heal themselves back up. The Warrior is a tank that literally just lives and dies on having a gigantic HP pool. And so they have a lot of abilities that will steal health or restore health while they're fighting. And so they don't really block any of the hits. They just eat the hits and get their health back, which is really cool, in my opinion. Dark Knight does a lot of really cool things where they play with getting really low on HP. And then they have abilities or rely on healers to bring them back from near death. So those are kind of cool mechanics. Gunbreaker is pretty much like the DPS version of a tank. It plays pretty standard like a tank does. It just feels like you're playing a DPS class with like the cartridges that you're weaving in and out and stuff like that. Are there any other tanks I'm forgetting? Paladin, Warrior, Dark Knight, Gunbreaker. Let's see. No, that's it. That is it. And here we are at the last boss. I'm gonna skip the cutscene here. Oh, they're already fighting the boss. Cool. This fight's actually pretty good. It just has a couple simple mechanics that they introduce to you one at a time, and then they start layering them on top of each other. I want to break this chain. That's my bad. And the way you break the chain is by having the enemy, like passing it through the enemy. So now we have we just saw the chains. Now we've seen the knights that walk through the stage. Now we're going to get a different mechanic here. I don't remember which one it is. All right, we have to take out the flames. I swear when you hit that ability and the demon comes out, it kind of makes like a breathing sound like Darth Vader. I popped that shield a little bit too late. Here come the knights again, so we're gonna stand right here, right here to avoid them. Ooh, we got to get out of those circles. Again, kind of layering these mechanics one on top of the other. And now we have the chain we have to break. There we go. Usually Final Fantasy does a really good job of, here's one mechanic, here's another mechanic, Now we're going to start overlapping them rather than having you feel overwhelmed at first. And I think one of the coolest things they do is sometimes the dungeon bosses, like the end boss, will actually repeat mechanics from earlier parts of the dungeon. So it's not that you're learning it and then applying it within a single fight. It's that you're remembering it from a past fight and applying it again. Ooh, that hurt. He's almost dead, though. We got it. That'll take him. All right. Haven't died yet. So go ahead and pay out people on those predictions here as soon as we get out of the dungeon. I had a really fun, interesting interaction on Marvel Snap last night. They'll talk about. Give me just a second to pay out on the prediction first. There we go. So last night I was laying in bed playing Marvel Snap, trying to knock out my daily quest before I went to bed, and I ended up getting into a fight or a match with somebody, and I can't remember exactly how it played out, but essentially, like on turn one, oh yeah, that's what it was. On turn one, there was no reason for me to, but I just did the thing where you can't actually type or talk to the people that are there, but you can use emotes and preset chat commands, kind of like you can in Hearthstone. And so one of the emotes is the Spider-Man meme where the Spider-Mans are pointing at each other, so you can point over to the other person as a Spider-Man. And so Spider-Man pointed and then said snap, and then they snapped. And again, snapping's a mechanic where you up the ante, where you basically think that you're going to win, so you double down on the amount of points you'll win from the match. And both players can do it. And so they snapped right away, and then they pointed back at me and said snap. So I snapped right away, and neither one of us had played any cards. And so we decided basically at the outset on turn one that this was going to be an 8-point game instead of a 2 or 1 point game. We ended up playing the 6 turns, which only lasts a couple minutes, and I ended up winning. And then when I won, he ended up doing like the little fist bump emote, like, hey, good job, like we both snapped and you beat me, hey, good deal. So then I did the fist bump back to him. But I thought that was like a really fun interaction, because at any point he could have realized that he was screwed, that he was going to lose. Although it did come down to the last turn. He could have beat me, and he could have retreated. And then speaking of that, another interesting thing that happened was I played a match, and one of the locations that can flip over, it's pretty rare, is one called Ego, and Ego is one of the villains from Guardians of the Galaxy. If you saw Guardians 2, you know who that is. But what happens when he flips over is he basically takes complete control of the game away from you. So the game only lasts 6 turns, and he got flipped over on turn 3, and then he just starts playing cards for both people. And he does it like semi-randomly. Hey, C-Zone, you're not late, man. Welcome. I didn't know, I know that sometimes you stream on Wednesdays as well. I didn't know if you were streaming as well. Welcome. So anyway, turn 3 happens. Ego gets flipped over. And the second the Ego flipped over, the guy like said something of like, this isn't fair, and then retreated. Like he was just like, no, I'm not going to play this match. There was another match that I had last night too, where it was like turn 2, and like one of the zones flipped over, and he didn't like the way the zone flipped over, and he immediately retreated from the game. It was wild. I had some really interesting like games last night, where even though you can't talk to other people, like I could immediately tell like they're not having any of this business. So it was fun though. I think I finally officially cracked into what they call the second card pool, which means once you've collected so many cards, you start facing opponents in a different card pool, and it's a way to kind of subtly balance the game. If you didn't know that this system existed, you wouldn't know that they're doing it. So now I'm starting to see different decks in play and stuff like that. So it's getting trickier again. All right, we're gonna queue up for another dungeon. Gonna run another prediction. Actually, you know what? We're gonna mix things up. We are going to withdraw. We're gonna click trials. We'll see if we keep getting the stupid Moogle one. If the Moogle one pops right away, we'll try one first. If the Moogle one pops right away, I won't run a prediction because there's no way we're dying in that one. But if we actually get a rotation and a variety, then for the last half an hour, he'll run those predictions again and we'll all die. Crab Rave. I unironically really enjoy this song. How's it going, C-Zone? Are you ready for a Thanksgiving break? I guess I'm assuming you're American. Maybe you're not. Oh, by the way, I finally got the email this afternoon that my pending emote got approved. So if you guys are a sub to the channel, there was one that said "Deal with it" cone, and it had like the "Deal with it" shades on. That one finally got approved by Twitch this afternoon, so you guys can use it now. I just lost the dang ear cup to my headphones again. Every single time. I have no idea where it went. Well, that's fun. I wasn't using it anyway. There's the cone right now. I'm on break right now. Good, good. Hopefully you're able to take some time and actually have it be a break. I think that's really important for like school and life balance or work and life balance is when you get those breaks, being able to take advantage of those. I accidentally had a project for one of my classes that when I originally set the due date, it was due on Monday, like this upcoming Monday. And I was like, nope, I am not doing that because I hated it when professors and students did that to me. So I pushed the due date back another week. All right, let's see what dungeon we got. If it's not the Moogle one, I will run that prediction. It's not. Oh, okay. This is a good one. This is a good one. All right. Start prediction. For the next 30 seconds, will I die? For the record, we did this one twice last time, and I didn't die either time. But this is out of all the dungeons I have access to, all the boss fights I have access to, this is probably the trickiest one. So this one could actually be a real up in the air about whether you guys get your points or not. I'm going to do my best not to die. But already took a pretty nasty swing there. Whoops, nope. Fat fingered the keyboard. Good job. Again, this one you want to stand really close to this circle without actually being in it. Yeah, we got this. We got this. Just watch out for those circles. Honestly, the biggest mechanic he does that screws me up is when he drops the rocks out of the sky. Because I have a really hard time remembering the order that they came out in. And if you stand too close to a rock, they do a lot of damage. Yeah, I think we're going to be fine. He's halfway dead. Oh, I didn't watch when the rocks came down. Teammates are standing over here, so I'm going to stand kind of over there too. Oh, that one blew up. Okay, we're going to go this way. That was actually the easiest rock pattern to avoid because it's just a circle that goes around the outside, but there's several far more difficult patterns. Every time he does this jump, the arena gets smaller too, which makes the fight just a little bit harder. Oh, his heart's exposed. We have to hit it quick. This is a DPS check mechanic. If we don't do this fast enough, he's going to do a team wipe. But we're blazing through it. We're going to be fine. Oh, one of our teammates got trapped. Let's break him out. Oh, one of our teammates fell off the side and died. Rip. You hate to see it. Could have been me. That's right. And oh, and it was one of our healers too. Oh, they're back up though. They're back up. The other healer rezzed them. I just took a bunch of damage. I'm taking a bunch of damage again. Okay. The middle row popped first. Pretty sure of that. Oh, no. Rock almost killed me. One of the streamers that I really love watching, I mentioned him a lot. I mentioned him last time too. Again, he's a full-time streamer. His name is Northern Lion. He does these predictions like this all the time, but he says he calls the people, like, if they side with him, they're called believers. If they go against him, he calls them doubters. So it was almost a pay out the doubters situation. We got him. We got him. We got him. We got him. Let's do it. Ooh, run! Woo! We got hit by that, but it didn't do as much as I thought it would. Hey! If you had faith that we were going to get through that one deathless, then we won.
No, God! No!
You just
God,
lose your
please,
bet?
No! No! No!
Forgot to throw a commendation.
No!
Maybe the bet I should have ran was, will anybody in the group die? That makes it a little bit more spicy, right? Because there's 8 people. The chance of getting through with one of them not dying is a lot riskier. So let me go ahead and pay out the people that said no. Thank you for believing in me. And then we're going to go ahead and run one back again. And this time, this will be, will anybody die in the next boss fight? / dungeon. Yeah. So we're going to queue up for another trial. And so this means, and we'll go for the next 2 minutes. So you're not voting for whether I die or not. You're voting for anybody, including me, dying in the next dungeon. Keep in mind, there are 8 people, and there's a fairly good chance that of those 8, at least one person is brand new to the boss fight. Easy double channel points. Yeah. Again, any of you who doubted me are losing your minds here. Sorry, I'm going to see if I can find that earphone. And there it is. Now I got to give you guys something worthy of those channel points. That's the next step. I just haven't had any damn time. I've been working on making thumbnails for YouTube videos, which I actually have some cool ones. I'll show you those if you haven't seen them yet at the end. I'll write down to show that off to you guys. I made a fun thumbnail for the Final Fantasy videos. I've been trying to do a video intro, so I might have said this on a previous stream, but I actually reached out to yeah, I think I did talk about this. I reached out to a guy named DJ Cutman who makes a bunch of video game remix tracks, and I wanted to use one in a video, and he messaged me back and said that that was fine, so that was cool.
This is the way.
And trying to do that, and then trying to figure out channel point rewards and subscriber rewards, and apparently I can do like badges on my channel, and I haven't made any of those yet, and it's a whole thing. The other thing I said I was going to do is I was going to go find the link to the Game Awards nominations so you guys can see. So you guys can kind of see what the choices were. Maybe what we'll do for our next stream, like maybe next Monday, is we'll spend some time and we'll make some predictions on stream about what we think the Game Awards will be. Who the winners will be. And I don't know what the... Maybe we'll just do it for fun. But, let's see. But yeah, if you guys go to Game Awards right here, you can look at the nominees for way too many damn categories. Oh, look, they have a whole row for esports. Best esports game, best esports athlete, best esports team, best esports coach, best esports event. Esports coach, but wait, there's something on there wrong. I'm not even on there. All right, let's see. What do they have for best esports game? Counter-Strike Global Offensive is still on there. Interesting. Dota 2. Interesting. League Rocket Valorant. I'm predicting Valorant takes esports. But I won't go through too many of these because I think I am going to do that for the next stream. I'll actually like formalize my predictions for the Game Awards. And then after the awards happens, we can check in and see how accurate we are. And then I won't say my prediction right now, but if we look at the Game of the Awards nominees, oh, my dungeon popped. It's Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That list is very PlayStation heavy. 3 of those are PlayStation titles. All right, let's go. Again, the prediction this time, will anybody die in the fight? We got, yeah, I can't remember this boss's name. Ravana, I think. Ravana hard mode. All right, I'm going to be paying attention to those health bars. I'm going to be doing my best not to die and not sabotage this for us. But if any of the 8 go down, yeah, if any of the 8 go down, you lose. And well, depending on what you said, I suppose, right? Now, if anybody's going to die on this one, here's how it's going to happen. 1, we're not going to kill butterflies fast enough, which I don't think will be a problem because that's not too difficult. But what I really think it's going to be is later on in the fight, the walls break away and he does an attack that knocks you back. If you are not lined up properly, it will knock you off the platform and insta-kill you. And I would not be surprised if somebody whiffs it and does that. But we'll see what happens. If you guys want to follow along, if you're not familiar with the game, all the health bars are on the top left. If any of those get grayed out and drop to 0, that person has died. The health bars you got to watch for the most would be the tanks because they're the ones taking the damage. It looks like the Dark Knight's doing the main tank duty, which means the boss is focusing on him right now. If the Dark Knight's health bar gets low, don't worry too much. That's kind of their thing. Okay, he's charging up for his first big attack. Okay, there's a little bit of damage, but not too bad. We want to watch out for those. Nobody got hit. That's good. Nobody got hit there either. Well, if you said nobody will die, we're about halfway through the fight, and people are playing pretty clean. I don't think anybody's new to the fight this time. Okay. Here he goes again. Nobody's dead yet. One of the healers got pretty damn low. Actually, a couple people sitting really low right now. Although I'd say people are going to get healed up right here, and they're going to be fine. Healers know what they're doing. All right, now come the butterflies. I'm going to do my part to kill these butterflies. Every time you get to the butterfly phase of this fight, and you actually have to wail on them for a while to kill them, I'm like, this isn't realistic at all. Think of all the bugs that get caught in my windshield when I'm driving down the highway. Come on, those of you guys that live in Iowa, you know, you've had the drive where you get out and you're like, oh no, there's a monarch on my grill. That's no fun. Poor butterfly. We still got a couple butterflies up. Let's go. Let's get them out of there. on, we gotta get him out. Okay, there we go. One more. All right, we got it. Looks like all the butterflies were taken out. Okay, we're to the last 25% of this fight. Nobody has gone down yet. This looks bad, but this is scripted. This happens to everybody. All of us are at full HP. Nobody's going to die here. But now we see the stage broke away right there. See it? Okay, and this is the attack where he knocks people back. So as long as we have a wall behind us, which we do, we're fine. Did anybody fall off? No, that person, super close, though. If you were shooting for no deaths, that guy almost just screwed us. That was our paladin. So oh, somebody died. Did you guys see that? Healer went down. There it is. One of the healers died. I don't even know what caused that death. So if you were going for a deathless run, somebody just screwed you.
Bruh.
Yeah, bruh. We got so close. It wasn't butterflies. It wasn't getting knocked off the platform. It was just dying. Oh, get out of here. That time, oh, the ninja just died, and one of the tanks just died. So 2 more people died. That's fine. We're gonna muscle through it right here. So we had what looked like it was gonna be a deathless run that resulted in 3 deaths. All right, let's see how the things went that time. People lose their channel points. Yeah, rip. Let's see. Submissions for the prediction. Will anybody die this fight? Yes, 0%. No, 100%. So, you know, nobody pays out there. Choose outcome. Did anybody die in the next boss fight? Yep, they sure did. 3 people. Boom. So sad for you. All right, we'll go ahead and do that one more time. Same prediction. See if you want to double down. Start a prediction. Will anybody die in the next boss fight? Again, run it back for another 2 minutes. This will be the last one for tonight. This is fun. I like this. All right, Duty Finder. Trial. Here, while we're waiting, I'll pull up the screen again here so we can look at the Game of the Year stuff. But again, yeah, what I was talking about was the nominees for Game of the Year are very PlayStation centric. These 3 are all primarily PlayStation games. I don't know how Plague Tale got a nom for Game of the Year. I feel like they always try to throw in a couple indie or indie type games, and I guess those are the 2. If you guys remember last year, It Takes Two won the whole thing. And It Takes Two is a great game, but yeah, here's all the different categories. Game of the Year, game direction, narrative, art direction, etc. Let's see, some of these ones that don't make sense or are a little bit more obscure. Best on. Oh, those are games that have been out for several years but are still going. This would probably be like your Destinies and your Warframes and stuff like that. Hey, Final Fantasy XIV's right there. Apex, Destiny, FF14, Fortnite, Genshin.
Bunny boy, send it. Bunny boy, send
Bunny
it.
boy.
Bunny boy, send it. Bunny boy, send it. Full send it.
You think it's going to be Bunny Boy, huh? Well, I guess we have to get 6 more subs and you'll find out. And after tomorrow, it'll be 5. Because, again, my parents want to sub to the channel, but I got to show them how to do it. Yeah, boy. I was just looking at a post earlier today that was talking about at the Golden Joystick Awards, Final Fantasy XIV won an award for having the best online community, and the comments were torn between explaining why FF14 has such a good online community, but then also saying like, okay, sure, maybe inside the game they have a good community, but if you go to Reddit or any other like outlets for the community to talk, they can be really toxic to each other, and I've never experienced that, but I thought it was weird. So, one of the categories that I do think is always interesting for Game Awards is they always have games for impact. And so these are usually games that are talking about some sort of like social issue, mental health, things like that. So that's kind of interesting. I actually don't... No, the only game in this entire list I've heard of is Citizen Sleeper, which is a really cool indie title. But yeah, we'll do it in a later stream, maybe this upcoming Monday. When are the awards? December 8th. Yeah, maybe for Monday, that's what we'll do is we'll spend at least the first part of the stream going through our Game of the Year and other nominees for the Game Awards, and then I'll record all those, and then we'll see how we did after the awards. And you guys are welcome to join me for that. We'll kind of all go through it together, record our nominations. I'll actually like sign in or sign up. That way I can vote live on stream, and you guys can see kind of what my choices are, and then we'll compare when we're done and see how it shook out. So, let's see. We should have a dungeon popping here soon. And then that'll end up being the last thing that we do on stream. After stream's over, I'm going to get the VOD uploaded, which I will show you guys the thumbnail real quick. Let's see if I can find it. I'm just going to go to my YouTube channel real quick. So yeah, here's the thumbnail that I've been using for my things. Let's see. That's not the best picture of it. I don't know if I can do a full screen on it. Without adding another capture source. But yeah, I found a picture of Titan, who was the boss that we just fought two bosses ago. And I just superimposed the glasses on top of him. I like that picture. I don't know if you can see it, but his eyes, the lenses on the glasses are a little bit transparent, so you can actually still see his eyes glowing underneath it. So I really like that. So that's what I've got for my YouTube uploads. And then I have a more generic one for the Saturday streams, which they're not showing right now, but it's just like a gray screen that has my logo on it. It's the Saturday Night Shenanigans. But, yeah. All right, we'll wait for this dungeon to pop, see what happens. Not dungeon, boss fight. Again, the bet that's going is, will anybody die? Again, we got super close. I honestly thought we were going to get away without a death. And then 3, all kind of back-to-back right at the end. Flying motorcycle mount. Cool. We'll just kind of sit here vibing to that excellent music while we wait for the boss fight to pop. What race is this person? They're a Rogadin. Hey, our dungeon popped or our boss fight. I say that every time. It's not a dungeon. Our trial. Oh, hold on a minute. You guys can't see the game. Oh, we got Lakshmi. This is one of the more recent fights that we did. I don't think, unless I screw up, because I'm not familiar with this fight, I don't think anybody's dying here. But we'll see. You do have to be careful because you can get knocked off the platform. And you do have to be careful because there's a mechanic where you have to pop this orb at the right times to be safe. Which is this ability here. Whoops, I don't want to trigger the boss. Not my job. Oh, I don't know why I'm doing AoEs. I'm only hitting one of them. So the short version is anytime this boss does a big attack, you want to have one of those bubbles available to prevent the damage, stop the knockback, things like that. So as long as nobody in our team screws that up or doesn't know that's how it works, we'll be fine. Famously, the first time I did this fight, come on people, stop moving. First time I did this fight, I died because I walked right off the platform. So do you have faith in random strangers on the internet? If you said yes, then I am concerned for you. Interesting, this fight has the song has lyrics. I didn't notice that the last time I played. Okay, so this is the ability where everybody wants to pop their shields because she's gonna do this giant cutscene where she like picks us up. Oh, did we pop those too early? No, it's going for another 40 seconds. So she's seducing us. Everybody pop their shield. Nobody's gonna get blown up by this move. But this means that the entire party needs to grab a replacement orb before she does another big attack. Otherwise, they will be in trouble. So the second those orbs reappear, I'm going to go snag one. There we go. I've got one. Okay, this is the attack that knocks people off the platform. So I'm going to wait just a minute. I'm going to pop it here. Knocked us back a little bit. Didn't knock me or anybody off the platform. Everybody's still alive right now. She has a lot more HP than some of the other bosses we've done. She's not even at half yet. Okay, those two teammates just need to stay away from everybody else. They're doing a fine job of that right now. Okay, one of our healers is at half, but they're fine. Get out of those circles. Oh, one of the healers died. One of the healers just died. The white mage went down. And then they blamed it on lag. It could be lag. I don't want to say that they're lying. That's the kind of crap that's the first bad habit I coach my players out of. Nope, we don't blame the lag unless I can watch and see that there was like legit ping issues. Somebody in the chat, WTF is this song actually? Okay, we need to grab these. And then we need to pop it almost immediately so we don't get knocked off the platform. Oh, one of the tanks died. There's 2 deaths. I should almost have it instead of being like binary yes, no, someone will die, someone won't. It'll be like, well, we have less than 3. Okay, now I need to split apart. I just saw somebody say whoops. I don't know if that means they died. Oh, that was the tank that died a while ago. Sorry about that. I think it's just been 2 deaths. They're going to try pushing us off the ledge one more time. All right. That'll be the last fight of the night. We're going to be getting things done here right on time. So we're going to quickly leave the dungeon. Pay out on this prediction here. See if anybody took the bait this time and actually put one down. Ah, nobody voted that time. All right, well, I'm going to choose outcome anyway. Will anybody buy this boss fight? Yes. Yes, they did. All right. So, I'm going to try what I've done the last couple times, which is try to raid a channel. It hasn't been working the best, so hang with me for just a second. If I can't get it to actually function through the raid thing, I will give you the link to their channel. But I may or may not be back on Saturday. It kind of depends on how things go. Again, a lot of the people I normally play with are back on holiday right now, so playing online may not work the best. We will plan on our next stream on Monday, sitting down together, going through Game Awards predictions and formally going over those. That might be kind of fun to do as a group. And then, I mean, that won't take 2 hours. So if there's any time after that, which there will be, we'll get into either Final Fantasy or something going on. But let's see. Most of my people are actually offline. In fact, almost anybody that I would send you to is. So let me see if I can find us a live channel. What's the low view count here? Playing something interesting. I'm gonna cough again. Hold on. Oh, let's see. Oh, this might be kind of fun. All right, there's some guy here who's playing some old school, like really old school retro games. I'm gonna throw them a follow. And then I'm gonna see if I can throw them a raid. If their settings aren't set up correctly, it won't work. But even if it doesn't work, I will give you guys the link to their thing. So if this does work, then that will be the end of my stream. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me once again. I am going to be heading off for the night and getting my Marvel Snap dailies in and playing some Pokemon before bed. Everybody, if you are an American who's celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow, have a wonderful time. Eat some good food. Get some good sleep. If family time is stressful, then I hope that you get through the best of it. You survive some of those crazy relatives you're going to have to be around. If you have a great time at Thanksgiving, then I hope you enjoy seeing those people. And I will catch you again either on Saturday or on next Monday as we go through our Game Awards nominations. So let's see if this raid works. Looks like it's working. So Go ahead and check out this guy playing some retro games. Throw him a follow and have an excellent night, everybody. I will see you next time. Whoops.